Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. Sorry I missed a day again in such short succession, but I have a little bit of a treat for you. So this isn't official and these are not the horses that we're going to be racing with. This is a project that I'm doing for my static, but like, you know, it's probably like pretty fine for me to just like, you know, show this. So basically, you know, you might be wondering, where's Mint? Where's Mint? Is Mint okay? You know, Mint's probably fine. Mint is probably okay. Let me go ahead and, but Mint's not here. So this is what we're working with right now. And, I have a lot of cool little features here. This one is renamed Mint. Just because I copied all of Mint's programming. But this is Warm Gray. And one of the really cool things that I did was I figured out how to make their eyes look around when they're bouncing, so I think that's pretty cool. But the one thing that I haven't really been able to figure out, well, there's two things, right? I haven't been able to do, like, a in-game countdown, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do, like, the name displaying thing, and I haven't figured out how to do, like, the time code properly. And I haven't figured out how to change the colors of the time code, because, like, if you look at this right here, it's yellow, but it displays as, like, black. I don't really know why, but it just kind of does that. Ignore all that other stuff to the side. Those are just other tracks that I was messing around with. But, you know, it's fully functional. It's possible for the horses to win. If you just check it out right here. Look at that. Look at them go. This is an unofficial race. If any of my static members ever see this for whatever reason, this is not a real race. Yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's competitive DVD screensavers bouncing around. Place your bets on who's gonna win. You should have done that about, like, I don't know, like 21 seconds ago, 23 seconds ago. But, yeah, it's really fun. It's really cute. It looks like Blue's in the lead right now. But anybody can win in, DIY HRT. One of the most unhinged sentences to say without context. Specifically, we're talking about horse racing for the people listening through the walls. Horse racing. But look at green go. Look at that right there. Blue and green are kind of at the beginning of the pack. Everybody else is at the beginning. Blue actually does have a bigger player model than everybody else, but Blue's won plenty of times, so don't worry about that. I don't know if that gives them an advantage or what. It looks like... Oh! Dude, you never know with horse racing who's gonna get the W. I mean, none of them have even, like, got... Oh, here we go! There we go. Absolute cinema. So that's all I have actually programmed in. It doesn't actually do anything else. Everything else I have to edit in. But it's really fun to mess around with. It's really silly. Apparently I made changes, but I'm not gonna save them. But, yeah, no, it's really fun to do. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I've put, like, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours, 7 hours into it in total. It's pretty fun. I've been working on it gradually over the week. I haven't put 7 hours into it at once, God no. But, it's a fun little project to chip away at when I have time. The thing that I really want to figure out, and I think it's having to involve a physics engine, is in the official HRT, what you can see is when the horses, are not bumping into anything for a long enough period of time, they get like a ramping speed boost, and then when they bump into something, that speed boost goes away, or when something bumps into them, the speed boost goes away. I'm wondering how to do that, and I'm also wondering how to... Like, I'm wondering if there's a way to smooth things out, because, like, I want to make it to where the longer the round goes on, the faster they get to, like, encourage a tiebreaker. But I haven't, like, it's a very drastic shift, and I don't really know. Maybe there's a way to, like, gradually do it. Maybe you have to do it manually. I'm not entirely sure. But, you know, we're gonna do a Haru run? Why not? And, we're not gonna do a Misery Worm run. We're not gonna do a Curious Birthmark run. I think we'll do a spy. Oh, of course. I mean, this literally isn't even possible for, like, several of the mysteries that we can get, but whatever. That's just, like, my opinion, man. But, you know, I'm doing alright. It's a pretty positive episode, I like to say. I am recording this way too early in the morning, though. What the hell is wrong with me? I got shit to do today, and I'm gonna be a little bit busy later. But I realize that if I didn't record this now, you're going another day without an episode, and I feel bad about that, I really do. I really do need to just lock it in, and expel evil helps. I wish I could do that IRL. I really do need to just lock it in and set aside, because here's the thing, I do have time. That's not really the significant issue. The significant issue is that I'm just not in, like, the zone or the mood for it, you know? Like, the thing is, when you're doing... And, you know, I'll talk about this until the day that I die, right? The disadvantage of the kind of system that I do is that you have to be, like, not in the mood for it, but, like, you have to be in the zone. You have to be able to ball, you know what I mean? You can't just, like, unless you're doing the gimmick of, like, doing it every day, right? You can't do the gimmick, well, if you're doing it every day, you can excuse bad episodes, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, when we were doing the Daily Wa, like 80 years ago, right? You know, it's episode 783. I'm sick. Like, who cares? You know, I'm sick, the commentary sucks. Who cares? It's the Daily Wa, that's the gimmick. That's the context around it, right? Or maybe like, oh, here's the, you know, episode 400 and, I don't know, 26? You know, I forget to render the audio, and so the audio's gone, and it's a silent video. It's like, you can forgive those things, because the whole point is that it's every day. However, when you're doing something like this, where it's like, I'm not doing it every day, we don't have a day streak going on, we're kind of washed, your goat is washed, and I don't mean in, like, the... Well, I do mean in the hygienic way, because, you know, your goat is washed, but, like, also with soap and warm water and shampoo and, like, some really nice soaps, you know? I like... I don't know where I'm going with this bit, but, you know, your goat is washed, but, like, your goat is also, like, washed in the, like, sense that people actually say it, like, you know, we're not doing daily uploads, we're not doing variety content. We're on the skeleton crew moment of WA, okay, of the channel, where it's just, like, less than the bare minimum, honestly, and I do feel a little bad about that, but when you're, like, not really exhausted, but, like, when you don't have that energy to, like, play ball, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play basketball, but the dog has to, you know, want to play basketball. You can't make a dog dunk. Unless this is some really weird, like, automated Minecraft farm. And by forcing the dog to dunk repeatedly, you can get the rare, like, football block or something, you know? Who knows? I'm thinking that, listen, I've been watching Minecraft videos, okay? I'm thinking of the stupid frog lamps. The frog lights. Which I didn't know what that was, because the video that I was watching, the way the person said it, it sounded like they were saying fog lights. And I was like, fog lights? How do you get fog lights in Minecraft? And then they started talking about frogs, and I'm like, oh, frog lights. Anyways, I'm getting in on the Minecraft arc will be here. Listen, there are so many arcs on the horizon that I dare not utter their names. You want to know why I dare not utter their names? Because, and this is true, they're too powerful, okay? I just gotta lock it in, chat. I just gotta lock it in. And this month, just specifically, is gonna be, like, awful, to be honest with you. But, like, everything outside of this month, like, the future... Well, I shouldn't say the future's looking bright, because, I mean, have you watched the news? Have you read the news? The future's actually looking incredibly bleak. But, you know, the personal future of Webweaver Actual Filler is also looking bleak. But not get caught up on specifics, you know what I mean? The emotional future, the actual, like, you know, Webweaver immediate future, somewhat in the distant future. It's if the world wasn't falling apart around me, I would say objective optimism on the Webweaver actual filler front. Now the problem is the world is doing the thing. We're entering. I saw a really good tweet that I like, which is like historians. We're entering what historians call the cool zone. And it's like, listen, I don't want to be in the cool zone. I do not want to be anywhere near the cool zone, man. Listen, I'm gonna crash out. I keep, like, every time I look at anything that's real in real life, I feel like I'm gonna crash out, you know what I mean? Because some of this shit is ridiculous, dude. Like, listen, education in the United States was always about, like, you know, well, not always, probably, but you know, it was always about, like, oh, you know, you gotta get the degree, TM, right? Like, you've gotta do the time in the grinding long day at the long day factory so that you can get a piece of paper so you can get hired, right? And so people have always been cheating, people have always been cutting corners, people have always been doing all this stuff, right? And I understand why, and that's because we don't really have... Like, I don't hear anybody in America talk about, like, education for education's sake, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's barely anybody who's like, I love learning! I love knowledge! You know, except for that one guy who, he likes knowledge. The only thing that he likes more than knowledge, or the only thing that he likes more than... I haven't done this bit in so long, I forgot the words, bro! But it's like, the only thing that I like more than my Lamborghini are these books. Knowledge. You know, like, he was a hero and we couldn't see it. He was a hero and we could not see it. He was a hero and we could not see it, bro. We could not see it. And so it's like, I agree with him. It's like, knowledge is important, you know? It's good to learn about things that you're passionate about. And also, we need people to learn, you know? We need people to learn how to be engineers. We need people to learn how to be doctors. You know, we're gonna be in a situation in the future where... You know, you go to the doctor, and then your doctor's like, these symptoms are pretty scary. I'm gonna look them up on ChatGPT. And then they're gonna go in the other room, look it up on ChatGPT, have ChatGPT write you a prescription, and then you're gonna die because ChatGPT can't diagnose someone. But, like, you know, you've gamified, like, it's always been gamified. It's always been, like, just survive until you get the diploma, until you get the degree, because it's not about learning. It's not about knowledge, even though it should be, right? It's just not how the world works, right? People want their diplomas so that they can get their jobs, and that's how the gears keep turning, right? But the thing is, this ChatGPT thing, this generative AI thing, this shit's crazy, bro. Like, listen, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed, alright? I could absolutely be mugged by ChatGPT, okay? That thing knows way more than me, and it knows way more than I ever will. But I don't ask it about things. I don't use Duck Assist. I don't use Google AI. You know, I don't use Meta AI or whatever it is. I don't use these things because I like to, for the most part, try to think for myself. And that's not like a enlightened free thinker thing, but maybe we do need to get pretentious about being enlightened free thinkers, okay? Maybe we do. Because I'm, like, going on, you know, literally anything in the internet. And it's like, hey, instead of having an original thought for yourself, instead of thinking, how about you have an AI do it for you? And it's like, no thanks, bro. I'll think my own thoughts. Like, you go to a recipe website, the recipe is AI. You go to your grocery app, the grocery lists and recipes that it recommends are AI. You go on Twitter, like, every single blue check mark you see is using ChatGPT to generate their tweets, or they're actually just a bot that is using ChatGPT to generate their tweets. Okay, you go to any of these goddamn places, you see any of these goddamn things, and alright, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. It's how it has to go. It's how it has to be. We're popping the inspiring novel chat. It is what it is. But, like, listen, everything is being written and done with AI because people think, oh, well, I could do this thing, but, like, AI could do it better. and it's driving me crazy. This is an older anecdote from something that happened a while ago. I was doing something with a free company member, with like a group of free company members, and it was like a consistent thing that we were doing weekly. It was something that we were trying to, it was an old fight. We were trying to do P12S, to be specific, Athena, because they wanted the axolotl mount, right? And as like a little joke, we did a thing where it's like, you have to draw a sheep, right? You just have to draw like a little MS Paint sheep. And, you know, one of the people, they're a great person, but when I asked them to do that, they AI generated a sheep, and I was like, nah, you gotta draw the sheep. That's what matters. That's meaningful. That's soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want some AI generated nightmare. I want peak cinema. I want an MS Paint sheep. That's what I'm looking for. And you know, it's like everywhere you go, AI this, AI that. And it's like, I'm sorry, man, I can't stand AI. And I read that one article. Actually, no, I didn't, because, you know, I've reached my article limit with the website that I've never been to before in my life. But, listen, you know, I read the article through Twitter screenshots. And I'm gonna crash out, you know? It's like, what's the point of college? To go meet your wife and your co-founder? Like, get real, man. I can't believe, like, when was this shit invented? Like, we didn't have AI for, like, a majority of the time, and it's already everywhere, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that was adopted instantaneously, shoved everywhere, and it has sticking power. And the thing is, it's destroying the planet, it's losing money, and it's making, like, every single person who's younger than me illiterate. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's crazy. You know, I don't want to be that person, but I understand why grandparents hate technology now. It's like, yeah, fuck technology. If that's what it's doing, absolutely not. That shit's evil, dude. That shit is pure evil. And, like, listen, I understand why you would use it, but, like, also, like, that's stealing your soul, right? Like, that's not good for you mentally to do that, right? Like, I don't know, it makes me so sad, dude. You, like, get that, like, the one woman who wrote with ChatGPT, she had ChatGPT write an article for her that was, like, a paper about how, you know, AI is stealing people's ability to think, and the professor was like, don't you think it's a little bit ironic that you had ChatGPT generate a paper for you about how AI is stealing your ability to think? And she's just like, well, yeah, but I don't really know. I can see how it would happen, but I don't know if it's happening. And I don't know if it's the same person or not, but, like, the one woman who was like, oh, you know, I just use ChatGPT to write everything for me because I spend, like, several hours a day scrolling TikTok, and I'm just so addicted to TikTok and Instagram. And it's like, what is happening, dude? These things are evil. These things are evil. The algorithms are programmed to, like, hijack your attention forever. And then ChatGPT is like programmed to, you know, ruin your life. And nobody cares. Making me lose my mind, dude. I'm so scared. I'm so scared for the future, dude. Hey, listen, if I ever go to the doctor and the doctor's younger than me, absolutely not. Under no circumstance. If the doctor looks younger than me, if the doctor is younger than me, I'm asking for an older doctor. I cannot. No, dude. I do not want the doctor being like, I read about this on ChatGPT the other night. It's like, no, bro. No, bro. No, sister. No, NB. Absolutely not. Get me out of here. Nice, no smonks down, by the way. Are we just screwed, by the way? Oh, we can go to the dog store. If we can get some money somehow. Recluse Peculiar Painting. I mean, this shit sucks, dude. I didn't realize we were completely screwed. And we were never getting smonks ever again. Haru with 1 packet of cigarettes. 500 cigarettes? No. 5 cigarettes. Pretty awful, honestly. I shouldn't have done this, by the way, because it's like, what if we got permafrostbitten forever because we have no way to Actually, no, we're going to Wordless Ward. We could have cured it. We gotta get money, though, bro. We gotta get money. Oh my god, dude, get me out of here. Thanks for staying with me. Gonna crash out. Yeah, anyways, AI is demonic in nature. I think AI is completely demonic in nature, and it scares me that it exists. I know it's, you know, harder to live life without it, but trust me, it's worth it. I will never intentionally use ChatGPT for anything, alright? Or any of its derivatives or any other versions of it. It's just gross, dude. It's so gross. But the thing is, it's like, okay. I think it's morally disgusting and abhorrent, and it's evil technology because it's literally destroying the entire world in several ways. But here's the thing, though. Here's the crazy thing about it, is, like, I get why people use it. Because you're punished for failing. In the world that we live in, if you fail, you're punished for it. To an extent that, at least, like, here's the thing. An important lesson that you need to learn about your life if you're younger than me, which more and more people that I meet are younger than me, which is kind of terrifying. I guess that's what getting older is like, right? But the thing is, failing is not the end of the world, and failing and suffering consequences for that failure is an important part of being, like, alive, like having a pulse, you know? But we have a society that is very, like, scared of failure, and people are, like, worried about failure, you know? Failure is something that people, like, routinely worry about. It's something that people are scared of, and it's like, yeah, screw it, dude. It's like, people are scared of it, people are, like, people fear failure, you know? And failure is not necessarily something, like, failure, of course, is scary. Again, that's another part of being alive, but it's okay to fail. But for some people, in some situations, it's not. And for some people and in some situations, they feel like they can't fail, or else they'll be a failure, you know, and people will remember the failure. And so there's a lot of societal pressure on, like, getting it right the first time, doing it perfectly, you know, being correct on the first try. And so by people using ChatGPT and, like, cheating and then getting it right on the first try, because it's just a cheating tool that allows you to cheat effortlessly by pressing a few buttons, you know, it's like, that sort of thing is going to, you know, obviously kill us all, but I understand why that people do it on an individual level. It's just on a societal level, it's terrifying, and also, I would rather fail miserably than involve myself with that demonic technology. It's evil, dude. It's evil. You cannot read that article or read the snippets of it that people are posting on Twitter and tell me that shit is not evil. That shit is crazy, bro. Absolutely. Okay, I have a funny idea, but it's not gonna work, because how the hell are we gonna, you know... Okay, wait, no, I do have a funny idea. I do have a funny idea, chat. It's technically possible. The dog is gone! No! What have I done? So the plan was to sell the painkillers, the handcuffs, and the flashlight to get 4 funds and buy cigarettes from the dog, but the dog's gone. Yeah, the dog was the first thing to go. So we're just kind of screwed. There's never been a vending machine at a hospital, ever. Everybody knows that there's no vending machine. Oh. Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. Alright, this is what we're doing here. Where's the flowchart, bro? You know what? No. This is it. Nothing happens, you think you got 4 ritual moves, right? Okay. Pray. Oh, shit. So, this was 4 correct, right? This was 4 correct. Or, sorry, this was 4 correct. It could all just be bows. It could literally all just be bows. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with running the gauntlet? Regain 1 stamina. Oh, you son of a bitch. All bows? Oh, bro. Get me out of here. Listen, sorry, that's gonna have to be it. I just ranted about demon technology and we got to Mystery 4. This is a pretty bad episode, I'll admit, but I feel like I was in the banter zone at least, which is pretty cool. And I showed you the horse race test thing that I was doing. So that was pretty awesome. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. We will be doing a YouTube horse race league at some point. I haven't really been working on the World of Horror, like, themed horses yet, or, like, the horse OCs of the different characters, because I'm just trying to actually get the base mechanics down first, and I'm using my static as a way to do that. But after I can figure out... I gotta figure out how to do the physics thing, man. The annoying part is that when you do the physics thing, it's like, what you can do is... it kind of makes it like a 2D side-scroller game, like the physics automatically work that way, when it's like, nah, I want a top-down physics engine where there's no gravity, or like the gravity is like different, and I don't know how to do that. But anyways, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and listen, if you use ChatGPT, most people do. I understand that I am in the, you know, select few who do not like that demonic technology, but, you know, you do you. I understand why people use it on an individual level. I understand. And listen, I've accidentally used it. You know, I've accidentally clicked on Duck Assist once or twice. I have family members who have given me advice that came from ChatGPT. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's like, people bring up the calculator thing, and it's like, you have to understand a calculator, right? If you don't know what any of the symbols mean, you can't figure out how a calculator works, right? You have to do some reverse engineering. You have to understand what the buttons do, you have to understand what the symbols mean, and you have to understand how to input the math problem that you're trying to figure out, right? But for ChatGPT, you just press a couple of buttons and then it just tells you the answer. And it's like, also, this is where it's like I absolutely draw the line. There is a thing where the Zuck, the Lizard King himself, was like, hey, you're not gonna have any real friends. You're gonna have 15 AI friends. And listen, I live in the freedom of speech country. My freedom of speech does not allow me to say the things that I wish to say about that idea. But, like, it's crazy, dude. Like, I heard, like, when I was, like, a young adult, I would hear over and over and over again people talking about, like, oh, the liberals, the left, they want you to live in a pod, the New World Order, they want you to live in a pod, they want you to own nothing, they want you to eat the bugs, and you will be happy. And then tech bros, who are all, like, you know, admitting Hitler particles and, right-wing grifting, you know, all those guys are like, hey, we love authoritarianism, and also, you are not going to have any real friends. You're gonna have AI friends, AI therapists. It's like, no, dude. I read that one article. I don't want to, oh no, I don't want to think about this, man. I gotta go on with my day after this. But, like, that one where it was like, the family made an AI-generated version of their, like, husband, brother, father, who died in a horrible accident, and the judge was so moved by the AI version of him that the judge awarded more than the maximum sentence for the guy who killed him. Like, I'm sorry, that's awful. Like, listen, I'm putting it in my will, that if any of my family members AI generate me, in any way, they're out of the will. Absolutely. I'm calling up the lawyer right now. Dude, that shit's so creepy. Let me die. Like, if I'm dead, you know, like, if I'm dead and buried in the ground, deceased, and somebody's like, with technology, we have brought Webweaver actual filler back, so the daily world of horror will never end. And then they just AI generate like thousands and thousands and thousands of World of Horror episodes. I don't know, burn that AI web gen like thing to the ground or something. Like that shit's evil, dude. I'm becoming so anti-AI. Like I used to like the gaming presidents. I used to like some of the silly like old like what is it, the DALL-E image generations where it's like celebrity on a celebrity trail cam footage or like, you know, something silly like that when it was like incomprehensible nonsense, indecipherable nonsense. That shit was hilarious. I even used it. I even used it to generate silly images. We had no idea. Well, some smart people knew the Pandora's box that we opened, but I didn't know. And then I realized, and then I was like, oh god. Oh no. And now I'm watching, it's really bleak out there, but you know, we'll ball. We all ball. We're gonna be ballin' forever, bro. And, well, not forever, but I'll be ballin' as long as I can. You can be goddamn sure of that. Anyways, it's pretty bleak. Have a good one. Stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next one. And remember, don't stop ballin'. And listen, you know, try to ball as much as yourself as possible. You know, don't let a robot ball for you, because that's taking the joy out of it. You know what I'm saying? There was a tweet that I saw last night where it was like, I could understand why people use AI if, while the AI was doing the work for them, they were out getting bitches. But instead, it seems like they're just doom scrolling. So it's like, what's the point of AI? And it's like, true! That is an awful note to end on. Oh my god. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.